Hi, I'm Jordan Rhodes. Welcome to Norwich City Central.
What's going on, everyone? It's Lewis here from Norwich City Central. Hope everyone is doing well. Match preview / predicted 11 time for our game coming up against Bolton Wanderers. Bolton sitting 23rd in the league. Norwich City coming off the back of their first away loss since August. And after having some great results against Leeds and West Brom and of course Ipswich, in which I thank your guys' support, it was absolute madness. It just shows this league's unpredictable. Coming to Preston, who of course are a tough team, and losing 3-1, and it could have got worse for Norwich. Although I don't think we played that bad. But yeah, big game coming up against Bolton, who are 23rd, who we can't underestimate. Let's not forget we played Bolton earlier on in the season, comfortably 2-0 up. Bolton got it back to 2-2 and we had to rely on a Teemu Pukki last minute winner. Where would Norwich City be without Teemu Pukki's last minute goals? Probably lower in the playoffs. If in the playoffs they'd always scored so many late goals. But let's talk about the predicted 11. Tim Krul in goal. Got a lot of stick early on in the season. I've always backed the guy. I think he's a very good goalkeeper. And if you have the choice of having Remy Matthews or Tim Krul, you certainly choose Tim Krul. Back four: Max Aarons, Ben Godfrey, Christoph Zinnemann and Jamal Lewis. Max Aarons started losing his temper a little bit against Preston. Jamal Lewis and Max Aarons are great fullbacks. And Zinnemann and Godfrey's, I'm getting more and more impressed with him game by game. He's showing, he's definitely growing as a player under Christoph Zinnemann, and of course Christoph Zinnemann, strong, athletic, both brilliant centre backs. We are conceding perhaps too many goals, but I don't think it's because of them. I just think it's our style of play in which we like to attack. The central midfield partnership, now this is an interesting one. Do you drop Tettey? For me, I'd go Tom Tribal and Kenny McLean. We're coming up against a Bolton side who are going to be quite physical, but I think particularly in the first half we struggled to get the ball from our own third to the final third, and Tettey and Tribal was a bit too defensive and it didn't quite work for me. Tettey's definitely didn't. I don't think Tettey had a bad performance against Bolton. I saw against Preston. Sorry, I saw a lot of fans slate him. I think Tettey and Tribal were both as bad as each other, but I'd like to see Tom Tribal come back in. And Kenny McLean as well definitely deserves an opportunity. Very technically gifted, and he can be someone who can transition, get the ball in our own half and move it forward to the likes of Buendia and Stupiman, who can be very creative. And on that note, those front three, Ono Hernandez, Stupiman and Emi Buendia, I think deserve to keep their places. Buendia, love watching him play. Does sometimes lack a bit of discipline, in particular in our own penalty box, but a great talent. Marco Stupiman, strong, physical, missed the penalty, which was really disappointing, but definitely has something to prove. And Ono Hernandez, love watching him play as well. Great talent, and really he took his goal nicely against Ipswich, and his pace causes teams a lot of problems. My only worry would be if he did get injured, do we have someone like him? Up front, Teemu Pukki, incredible form, scoring in his last 5 consecutive games against Birmingham, Sheffield United, Leeds, Ipswich and of course Preston. In terrific form, Teemu Pukki, and a really clinical striker who's just not necessarily the strongest player, not necessarily the quickest. Very similar to Grant Holt, he just knows where the back of the net is. But let's talk about Bolton quickly. And Bolton, 23rd in the table, they've struggled. A lot of Bolton fans have criticised the ownership and criticised the manager as well. A lot of fans haven't been particularly on board with Parkinson. In terms of what they've got going up front, Josh McGuinness has got 7 goals for them, Sammy Obiobi 3 goals, and Clayton Donaldson 3 goals. So they've actually got some decent strikers, but they have only scored 21 goals this season, which is the worst in the division. Even Ipswich have scored more than Bolton, which says all you need to know. Yeah, so clearly I don't think they're serving, or I don't think they particularly getting the crosses into their strikers, or creating the chances for them. But it's going to be a tough game. Bolton, of course, have got Remy Matthews in goal, and Remy Matthews will be able to play because he's now signed to Bolton permanently, and he's definitely going to have something to prove. Of course, in our last match against Preston, Norwich City struggled to score against Declan Rudd, an ex-Norwich City keeper who left Norwich not in particularly in the best of terms. And we've also got part 2 here with Remy Matthews, so it's going to be really intriguing to see whether Remy Matthews can replicate the performance that Declan Rudd did. But no, Bolton are a team who are struggling, but as I said, last at Carrow Road they almost got a point, so we can't underestimate them, and they're going to be fighting for their lives. And of course, in their last result, went to Birmingham away and got a result, and I think that was their first away win in 22 games. So there's going to be a little bit more of a feel-good factor under Bolton now, of course, with that win against Birmingham. So yeah, don't underestimate it. It will be a tough game, but Norwich City should be going to win it. In terms of where we went wrong against Preston, it was that first half performance. I thought second half we played really well. We created a lot of chances. We just couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. First half, a set-piece goal and a penalty. That's something we're going to have to we've now conceded the most set-piece goals in the division. We have to eradicate these silly mistakes because they're costing us. They're costing us points. And when you're conceding a set-piece goal in the second minute, it's very disappointing. So For me, I say it in a lot of previews, set pieces are so vital in games, and I think they'll go really underestimated in the Championship. So Bolton are going to get corners, they are going to look to get crosses into the box for their big lads like Sammy Amiobi and Clayton Donaldson and Josh McGuinness. So but if we can stop these crosses, stop the set pieces, we'll win this game, because if we play our style of football, keep the ball on the floor, let Buendia create, get into the great areas, let Timo Pukki run off him, Ono Hernandez run off him, we're going to create a lot of chances, and I can see us putting a few in the back of the net. But as I said, we're going to have to make sure we're switched on against set pieces, because that's how Bolton are going to target goals. Score prediction, I'm going to back a 2-0 Norwich City victory of Timo Pukki, and I'm going to back Stiepermann to get a goal. He scored against Bolton in the reverse fixture. But leave me your thoughts down below. Going to be a tricky game as always, but Norwich City need to target the 3 points and stay in the top 2. Leeds United don't play this weekend. Sheffield United do, and they've got Reading at home, so you'd probably expect a Sheffield United win. So it's really important Norwich City keep winning games, and don't let this loss to Preston affect us. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.